Hey guys, I am driving to base right now. I have to check with the, when I found my disability claim with the VA, I went through a company called AMVETS, so it's AMVETS, and they basically like deal with the VA for me so I don't have to, and how do I put this? Their ability to handle my disability claim has kind of been a little out of whack. I didn't file my claim, or didn't start filing my claim until like August, and then the guy that was handling it was retiring, and so there was just a lot of like stuff going on. But anyway, it didn't ultimately get to the VA until like December 18th. And so if you're filing a disability claim with the VA, it's best to get it in within 12 months of separation, because if you don't get it in within 12 months of separation, then you have to do some extra paperwork. And so that is why, well, as you guys know, I separated December 20th. You can start the process before you separate also, just so you know. But I separated December 20th, and I was like, oh, I'll get this done after I separate. Because I didn't realize, I wasn't sure if I was re-enlisting or not. So I only had like 4 months left on my enlistment before I decided to get out. And so there are a lot of things you have to cram in, and I was like, well, this is just one more thing. I'll wait because I can do this after. Well, then 9 days after I separated, we got our daughter. So life was a little hectic, needless to say, and I finally got the chance to get in and file the claim and everything. Well, when the guy that originally took my paperwork, he was in the middle of retiring, and he basically just took all my paperwork and set it on somebody else's desk. And so it was like 3 weeks before my 12-month of separation mark, and I go in there because it's like, I haven't heard anything. So this is like from August to December, and the guy pulls out he asked for my social, so I give it to him, and he knows exactly who I am, and he's like, I've had this packet of paper sitting here, and we didn't have a power of attorney for you, so I couldn't do anything with it, which that's a little bit BS, because that paperwork has my phone number, it has my address on it. If he needed to get a hold of me, they could have. Like, it's not like they couldn't have gotten a hold of me, but whatever. So I gotta turn the heat off. He got it submitted like 3 days before my 12-month mark for my separation, and I had to go in and get my exams and stuff done. Well, then like 2 weeks ago, he gives me a phone call and leaves me a voice message, and he's like, hey, this is Ian, just give me a call. So I've called him back and left a couple of voice messages. Well, so I don't know if anybody else has this problem. I'm horrible about listening to my voicemails. I'll let like 10 of them pile up before I check them, just because we have so many appointments and so many people, and I hate checking my voicemail. I don't know. It's just an anxiety for me. I don't like it. Anyway, so I check it, and this is the next week. Well, what had caused me to check my voicemail was I logged into my account, and the VA had deposited a large chunk of money into our checking account. So that's the only thing I can figure out. But I called him back. I've left him a couple voicemails, and he hasn't gotten back to me. And so I'm just gonna go into his office and talk to him, because I need to know if you've never worked with the federal government or for the federal government, they have a tendency to screw up money. My husband, for instance, is paying back a $1,200 travel debt because the people at finance didn't listen to me when I told them they were wrong and that he shouldn't be getting dislocation allowance. So 3 years later, they're like, oh, we overpaid you $1,200. We need that money back. And it's like, it's 3 years. This was 3 years ago. I'm not even in the military anymore. Like, do you think this can just, like, we can just magically pay this? So yeah, so if you are a new airman, or you know somebody who's a new airman, and randomly they get extra money that they don't know about, what you do is you move it into a savings account until you figure out what's going on. So that's what I'm going to base for, is to figure out if I'm actually supposed to have this money or not. Because if we're supposed to have it, it's going to be a big relief. And like the first thing I saw, like when I saw that, literally was like, praise Jesus, like, thank you, Lord. Because it's been rough, man. Going from 2 incomes and no children to 1 income and 2 children It's been difficult. Now, like, we're not, it's not like I make no money. I get money for using my GI Bill for school, so that helps. And then, like I was telling you guys before, the girls have a stipend to take care of them. So, like, all of their needs are met. But, like, John and I are not, I'm learning, John and I are not normal foster parents because my kids want for nothing. My kids have everything that they need or want. They have more clothes than they've ever had in their lives. They have customized, like, their own bedding that they've picked out. They have more socks and underwear than I know what to do with. And, like, all this stuff is theirs. It's not like, oh, we had another kid and it's handed down to you now. No, it's theirs. So we take care of them. We use that money to take care of them. And we also, like, we go to softball games, we go to hockey games, we go to, what else? We take them out to eat. We go to other kids' birthday parties. Like, we take care of our children. That's not an issue. It's just, learning to adjust our mindset to not having two incomes has been, interesting. So, yeah, so if I got rated like I think I got rated, then we're going to be doing pretty well. So it's nice. But yeah, I don't know what I went on that rant for. I just thought I would tell you guys why I was going to Pace. Not that you need to know. Anyway, moving on. There is this website, if you are not familiar, if you've never looked into foster care, if you've never looked into adopting from foster care, there's this website called adoptuskids.org, and you can go on there and you can see kids who are free for adoption on that website. Most of these kids are going to be either older children or they're going to have a lot of medical needs, but there's a set of twin boys that is on this website, and they have been on there since before John and I got our license, and they're 13, and I'm just really, I don't know, we are not in a position to take these boys in right now, just because of how our girls are doing. But if there is anybody out there who is watching this, who is in the state of Arizona, and you are in a place in your life where you can take in teenagers, just go on that website. Even if you're not in the state of Arizona, if you're a licensed foster parent and you're interested in adopting teens, go on there and check them out. There's just, it kills me that there are kids waiting for parents. They are, and I'm not gonna lie to you, these kids are gonna be difficult. It's not like these kids are gonna be like, they're gonna come into your house and they're just gonna fit right in all of a sudden. It's gonna be hard, because they've been left a lot. So yeah, so just if you're considering foster care, just go on that website. Again, it's adoptuskids.org, and you can go to, I think it says something like Meet the Children, and you can search the Adopt Us Kids listing, and you'll see all these pictures of kids, and it'll have a little bit of a profile about them. The profile is not going to be the whole story. I'm going to let you know that right now. Like, they're going to write this like, oh, it's hearts and flowers and puppies and rainbows, and it's not that way. These kids they're going to come into your home and they're going to test you. They're going to see what they can do to make you give them up, because that's all they've known. But they deserve someone to not quit on them. They deserve someone who is going to teach them to drive and teach them how to apply for college and move them into their dorm room when it comes time for that. And if you are supposed to be that person and you say no, then like, look at what you're giving up. So yeah, that's my like foster care rant for the day. I might film some more after I get out of this appointment, let you guys know how it goes, but hope everything's going well. Bye guys.